Hi guys, welcome to another video, another leather crafting video. I originally, if you watch my how to use knife or knife uses video, you'll see that I had a different knife than this. It was this is a Bushman from XXX. Sorry. Originally, I had ordered a Highland Bushcraft knife from them. It was a lot different in shape and size. I found that when I started using it, it was a little bit bigger than I wanted. This one is really in the perfect size. So anyways, I got this one instead, except that I already had the sheath for the Highland, which was bigger. So I have this really nice sheath with good quality leather. It's just that this leather sheath does not, it's really not practical for this knife size, because the friction sheath, I should have it about midway, a good 3 fingers. A good 3 fingers should be coming out of the sheath when it goes in like this, so it's really not practical anymore. It's also too loose because this thing could come out. So I figured it was a perfect opportunity to make my own sheath. So I checked out my favorite leathercraft channel, Ian Atkinson. I have his site in. If you look at the main page and you look to the right, I have a couple of channels that I reference as great content, and his site is one of them. So he has a great video on there for making I think it's a Spyderco mule sheath, which is a friction sheath, which is the type I'm looking for. So I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna try to follow his guide to how to design a sheath, and I guess we'll see how it goes. The leather I'll be using is a little bit thinner than this one. I know that Ian has recommends using 3mm thick leather. This looks more like 2mm. I can't exactly remember, but it is nice, rigid leather, so it should make a nice sheath at the end. So here goes. All right, so I basically got a right angle T here, and so to start off is that the top is going to be the top of the sheath, right? So like this. So I want, as per Ian's video, you want 3 fingers out of the case. It should provide enough friction on the handle to keep the knife in, and enough grip for you to take the knife out. So this is about the positioning of the blade. I'm just going to continue this line a bit more here. Okay. So measure that out again. About 3 fingers length. Okay. So first thing I do is I align the spine right along the that center line, and then I roll it there. Okay. So it'd probably be better from your angle, or roll it the other side. So I'll align it again, and I roll out. Okay. So with this, you see that we have a space. That's the space that covers up to the center there, and that's okay. So from here, I'm going to trace the outside. So I'm gonna roll back this side. Now that you see this space here, I'm gonna roll back. So line it up again. Okay, and we'll roll back out. All right. So from the top here, Right? That's all the way to the tip, and then I guess there's no reason to just finish right off there. So from here, we measure out a 1/2 inch on every curve. So 1/2 inch. Okay, so from here, I believe I just go straight up from the highest point. Easy way to do that. Okay, so from here starts curving in. Ian was using a nice engineer's curve something or other that takes a curve, but I don't have one of those, so I'm just going to do it freehand, knowing that it's not going to be as nice, but alright. Should be okay. I guess I have to continue that. So this is the sheath, final shape. And now there's also the belt loop. I find this is a bit big, but since I put the knife back on exactly where it was, we definitely don't want the knife to be over the belt loop. So should be about here. Height. Just in the middle. Probably better that way. Alright, so that's the pattern for the whatever, left side, right side, depending on how you look at it. So since this is, if I take this as an example, see, we want exactly twice the length of this past it, so that, and plus maybe more than that, because it has to move down. Either that or this is actually two pieces. This is the second piece that's been snapped on. I could do it that way. I kind of like the idea of having the one piece continue, though that does mean that I take up more leather, I suppose, for the sake of conserving leather, I could just cut a strip like this one did. We'll see. So to get the other side, I'll do the same thing. All right, supposedly that's the pattern. Pretty darn, that is pretty equal. Go. All right, so I don't have any dyeing or anything. I'll put a coat of oil in this at the end, but so next step will be I should cut out 1/4 inch strap right for the middle. All right, so this will go like this. If I fold it over, does that make sense? There. I have to cut off a bit on the end here. I want a small hole in the middle for a drain hole either way. Something like that. Let's try that sizing test again. I think that'll be pretty snug and perfect. All right, next step. Okay, so next part of this is to simply cut, stick this onto the interior so that it stays put, and then we can prep the holes. All right. So this is contact cement. So the way this works is you put it on both surfaces. You really want to cover completely saturate Okay, and before I do that next part, I actually forgot I need to skive this inner part, which it just shaves a small part off of each side towards the middle so that when it folds over it'll be a smoother transition. So, a bit of glue on this part. So I let that dry until it's barely tacky. Let's try burnishing this. Some cotton here. So burnishing is just wetting. All I have to do is just completely soak the leather and then take a cotton rag and just squeeze and rub. Now if I can do this correctly, it needs to make this smooth. Well, it's smoother. Let's see here. It makes it look so easy. Ian, make it look so easy. Yeah, I'm not burning. Well, as my first sheath, it will not be burnished. How about that? Because I don't know if it's the type of leather. This is not veg tan, or maybe it is. I have no idea what whether or not it is. Yeah. All right, so let's see if this sticks. That stuff's amazing. Alright. Now for this side, because this is kind of a finished side, I'm just going to sand it. So I rough it up a bit so that the glue takes better. Alright, so that's done. Next part is I gotta measure this out. So the top where we're gonna sew, I have to use this beveler or I don't remember the name. Anyways, it makes a little dent into the leather so that the stitches can go over. So the little stitches are like underneath the leather, so it protects the string. It's probably aesthetic too, but so I gotta measure this basically so that it wherever the stitch goes. So this thing can be a bit more, a bit wider. That seems to be good. All right. So. That's where I want to stop. So I'll start here. Nice and easy. Not too much pressure on the first pass. And the second pass with a bit more pressure. Here we go. So that'll be our stitch line. So I'm going to wet that and I'm going to put in the grooves for the holes. Supposedly the water will make taking the holes. I guess it makes the leather more malleable. So nice and easy. I'm using a spacer that just it spaces out the holes. Supposed to, anyways. Hopefully this leather will take the holes in. Nice and slow. Yeah, I can't even see those holes. I guess it's the type of leather. Either that or the color. Yeah, I can't see those holes at all. So I guess I can't use that technique. I'll just have to do it as best I can. Yeah, I have to do this a little bit different than Ian. I'm going to do this part first. Yeah, I'm going to do the belt loop first, and then I'm going to, once that's sewn in, and then we'll stick the other side against this. Then we'll punch the holes straight through when both sides are sandwiched, because I don't trust myself. I don't have enough. Like he punched all the holes on this side through these two layers, and then he punched the holes on that side again with the spacer, and his just lines up. Of course, he's way better at this than I am. So I'm just gonna wait till it's really stuck together here, and then I'll punch it right through the whole, all three layers, and then I'll saddle stitch it. So to make this loop, just so that the leather takes the shape, I'm gonna put it about there, just so that the leather takes the shape. You soak it on the inside. about there. And it stays relatively that. Now that's the new shape it wants. So I'm gonna cut these. I've done this before, but this is just for aesthetics, but running off the corners a bit. There we go. Okay. So I want to sand that. That stuff is freaking effective, man. I can't even move this. God. Alright. So that's the loop for better or worse. Right. Whatever. It'll fall where it falls. Alright. So now, what I was doing, I'm going to finish up the holes. Anywhere that can rub. There we go. Just tuck that in. So the next step will simply be stick this together. Hopefully I do it right because I can only do it once. Alright, so another couple minutes for that to set. Alright, so here goes. Show them in shot. So I want to start with, I guess I want to start with the top. Top has to be perfectly aligned. Nice Nice and easy, because like we saw with the strap, once this is pressed, it ain't going anywhere. And here we go. This is our sheath. Alright, so I'll wait a couple minutes for this to set a bit more, and then I'll start sewing. Alright, so the most important thing is that the holes in the front of the sheath are nice. So we're going to do the holes from that side for sure. I'm going to go drill these holes since yeah, this is so hard leather. I'm going to go drill the holes and I'll pick it up from there. Alright, so our holes have been drilled. I much prefer drilling. I know there's supposedly some controversy on whether or not drilling is better than pushing an awl through it, whatever. I drilled because it was a heck of a lot easier, a lot faster to get all these holes done in seconds with my press drill, and yeah, some slight variance in width here, but whatever, doesn't matter. So I'll use same technique as a while ago to pinch this together. Easier to hold up the project. Right. Perfect. So now I got my hands free. So we'll want at least twice. Let's just get plenty of length. Yeah, I'm going to start from the bottom, because once I get to the top, it'll be easier to tie off the string from the middle. I don't exactly know how to finish that off, so I'm going to go with my gut and start from the bottom towards the top. See how I can hold this here. Be a little bit different here. This is why I started from the bottom, so that I could do this. I don't know if it's gonna work. Yeah, I'll probably get it done. You can always pull it through again. There, yeah, that's fine. Since I don't know how else to tie the thread away in a place that's not visible, this is the only way that I know. Tuck that away and close it off. I could even, if I wanted to, which I believe I do. I don't think I can do it there. Anyway. So, this is our sheath. Nice and snug. It is a left-handed sheath because I'm left-handed, if you haven't noticed. So all I gotta do is put a bit of oil in this. Alright, well, I went with to the edge with a Dremel, and all I did really is smooth out the fibers a bit. It's certainly not a burnishing. I mean, I'll have this for a long time, so if I ever figure out, if anyone is watching, recognizes this type of leather and knows what I'm supposed to do to have a nice burnish, like this is a properly burnished edge. You see how it's kind of waxy? I mean, it could just be applied wax, but that's not what Ian Atkinson was doing with his. He had just applied water and then some friction by hand, and he had this small wooden spool type thing that he rubbed against it to round off the edges. So, but I tried a bit and it didn't really work on this. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's just the type of leather, or I just don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, end result fits very nicely. Snug, ain't gonna come out. So I'll be able to use this, either wear it around my neck or on my belt, and I'll be comfortable and in safety. So all in all, I'm very happy about this project. Thanks a lot for watching. As usual, if you like the content, please like and subscribe the video. It really helps me a lot. So great. See you next time.